Good morning, students. So, once again, welcome back to online classes, Standard 8, Subject Maths. Okay, in the last lecture, we have finished chapter number 12. Okay, that is power and exponent. Now, let's start chapter number 13, direct and inverse proportion, direct variation and inverse variation. Now, what is the meaning of this variation? Variation means change, some change. So, how we have to use this variation in this chapter? How we have to study that? How the things are vary in a direct proportion or inverse proportion? So here you can see that we come across many situations in our day-to-day life where we need to see variation in one quantity bringing in variation in the other quantities. So is there any variation is there in one quantity, it will bring variation in other quantity. Some examples are given. Let's see. If the number of article purchased increase, the total cost also increase. If you are going to purchase 2 books and it cost 60 rupees, per book 30 rupees, instead of 2 you are going to buy 4 books, then it will cost 120 rupees. So as you see, number of books increased, then its cost also increase. Now there are two types of variations are there. This is also variation. It is direct variation. As the number of books increased, then at the other side the cost also increased. In a This is a direct variation. What is this? Direct variation, or we can say direct proportion. Now in the inverse proportion, as you are going to increase one quantity on the one side, as the other side, that quantity or whatever value is there, that will decrease. As here you are going to decrease the amount, then as the other side the amount will increase. That is the inverse proportion that we will see in the examples. So what you have to do here, examples are given. Let's see. If the cost of 1 kilogram of sugar is 36 rupees, and what is the cost of 3 kilogram of sugar? Because here quantity increased, then here also cost of 3 kilogram sugar is 108 rupees, quantity increased. Now what will be there in the inverse proportion? What is there? What is the concept? For example, total 5 students are there, or 5 persons are there. They are doing some work and it takes 20 hours, for example. Okay, let's see machine. Instead of man, we will consider it as a machine. So their ability to do work will be same throughout the time. Okay, so if 5 machines can complete one work within a 20 hours, now if you are going to increase the number of machines, instead of 5 there are 10 machines are working. Okay, the number of hours will decrease. That work will finish before this time, as the number of machines are increased. That its ability to do work increase because number of machines are double. So here it will take 10 hours, okay, instead of 20. Or we have to find the answer. For 5 it's a 20, then what is the value, what is the answer for the 10 machine? Okay, so that is a inverse variation. With the help of examples we will study further. Exercise 13.1. Here first question: following are the car parking charges near a railway station. 4 hours, then it will cost 60 rupees. If you are going to park your car for 4 hours total, then it costs 60 rupees. 8 hours 100, 12 hours 140, 24 then 180. Now what is the question? Check if the parking charges are in direct proportion to the parking time, as the number of hours increased, then it's in a direct proportion. Okay, that's we have to check. How? 4 hours it takes 60, then for 8 hours it should be double, 60 to the 120. Okay, then for 12 hours it's a triple, then it's a 180. So if this kind of answers are given, this kind of examples, this kind of values are given, then it's a direct proportion. But here other than 120, 60 and 180, it's given 60, 100 and 140. So it's not a direct proportion. But let's see. So charges per hour we have to find out for that. 60 by 4. Okay, it's a 15. For the second data, 100 by 8. For the third one, 140 by 12 and 180 by 24. So here you can see the answers after dividing, all the values are different. So we can say the charges per hour not the same. Okay. So what is the answer? Therefore, the parking charges are not in the direct proportion to the parking time. It's a different. Question number 2. A mixture of paint is prepared by mixing 1 part of red pigments with the 8 part of base. So there are a part of red pigment and part of base are there. 1 part of red pigment. Then at the same time, total 8 parts of base. In the following table, find the parts of the base that need to be added. So we have to find when there is a part of red pigment is 4. Then what is the part of base? Okay, we have to find out. So you can consider this the first ratio as a constant. So A1 by B1. Here you can consider this is the A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, B1, B2, B3, B4, B5. Okay. So A1 by B1. It's a, you can see here 1 upon 8. A1 upon B1 is equal to 1 upon 8. And that you can consider as a constant K. Okay. So K is equal to constant 1 upon 8. And it will be same throughout the data because it's vary in a direct proportion. Variation is direct. So this ratio will be constant. Now for the second data we can say A2 upon B2 is equal to K because this ratio is the same. Now we have to find out B2. Okay, so make B2 as a subject. B2 is equal to A2 upon K. So what is the value of A2? 4. And what is the value of K? 1 upon 8. So here this 8 denominator of denominator will come to the numerator. So it will be 4 into 8 is equal to 32. Same as K is equal to A3 upon B3, where B3 is equal to A3 upon K. What is the value of A3? 7. Here it's given. This is A2, A3, A4 and A5. Here A3, A2, A1. Okay. We have to find out B2, B3, B4, B5. It's a 7 into 8, 56. Same way you have to do for the B4 and B5. So here is the answer. And it's very easy, 1 upon 8. Here 1 is multiplied by 4. So in the denominator you have to multiply by 4. 8 4s are 32. 1 is multiplied by 7. 8 is multiplied by 7. Here 12 ones are 12 8s are 120 into 20. 8 into 20, 160. Now question number 3 onwards we will see in the next video. Thank you.